Welcome to the XY Advisor podcast. To join a global community of financial advisors sharing and learning with one another to drive the positive evolution of financial advice, head to xyadvisor.com.
Kelly Harris, so great to have you on the XY podcast. How you doing?
Good, thank you, Emily, and thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
How excited are you that the NRL season's just kicked off? I know you are a NRL supporter.
I am, and the Cowboys went down. So a little bit disappointed, but it was a good game in their first stadium. So that was pretty special for Greeny and Thurston, because that was one of Thurston's promises. I remember when they won the grand final was he wanted a new stadium for the club. So that was a special night for them guys.
And I'm just so glad. I mean, you're speaking to a born and bred Townsville person here, so I'm fully on the same page when it comes to the Cowboys. I'm just really glad that they were able to actually have an audience for their first game in the stadium in light of everything going on in the world. I couldn't believe it. I thought there is no way, after all this time of the talk and the process of finally getting this stadium, I was like, they just cannot have an empty crowd. Like, it just... There's something wrong there if that happens. So I'm really glad they had an audience.
Yeah, I think the universe definitely had their back that night because, like we all know now, everything's cancelled. Was it 500 people over 500 people or something like that? So
yeah. So ScoMo's saying if it's a non-essential event of over 500 people, for it to be cancelled. So watch this space. I mean, there's quite a few things going on. My friends of mine are supposed to go to Blues Fest shortly, so I don't even know. But I spoke to them and they said, no, Blues Fest is an essential event. Like, it's essential. It has to happen. And I was like, yep, no, I get that. That makes sense. So who knows where we're headed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Ooh.
Totally. Now, we connected recently, and this is going to stick in my mind for a while because I love this story. So we connected when you first joined the XY platform, I believe, and you followed up that sign-up process with a little email to myself, and it was the chirpiest and most energetic email I've received in quite a while. It's actually the kind of email that I would send myself, which is why I think it resonated so much. But what piqued my interest the most was at the bottom of your email, underneath your warm regards, Kelly Harris, was your title and your email signature, which read Director of Human Connections. And I saw that and I absolutely loved it. And the first thing I had to do was shoot you a reply email and say, hey, great to have you on the platform. You have got to tell me, what is Director of Human Connections? Because when I read that, it instantly resonated with me because I feel like that's exactly what I do with XY. I am this facilitator of human connections, humanizing the digital experience that we have on the platform. And it's a crazy, awesome thing to be a part of and to do. And when I saw your email, it just, I had to know. So, and I'm not going to read your reply email to me there. I would much rather hear it come from you. So my first question is, please explain to me, what does it mean to be Director of Human Connections? And I guess furthermore from that, would love to hear a bit more of how you came to own that role within your business.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you for all those kind words. And likewise, it was lovely to meet you. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I have found a twin in this industry. It was just amazing. So it was great. Director of Human Connections is a role that I made up because when I first come into the industry, I've never been into financial advising or actually into the finance industry. And I saw a massive gap between clients and advisors. I didn't get the disconnection. I was trying to work around it in my head and I just couldn't understand it. So it was funny. We had this amazing coach called Michael Back, and he is from Human to Human. And we went through my role in the business this one day, and he said, "Kel, what do you do?" And I said, "I talk to people." He goes, "Is there anything else that you do in this business?" And I said, "No. All I do every day, day in and day out, is talk to our clients." And he's like, "Holy moly, you've actually got a specific role in your business that all you do is talk to clients." And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Wow." Then I went, "You know what? I am the director of human connections." So that's how it started. That's how it started, because I have no other role in this business except for connecting with our clients on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, monthly basis. That's all I do. Is my role is to pick up the phone or go and see people in face to face. That's all I do. We have conversations, and it's all about connecting and understanding where our clients are. So that's how I got the director of human connections, and because that's my role. I don't do anything else in the business except for connect with our clients and walk with them with the journey that they're on.
I love that. And we will 100% explore this in far more detail in a second. So just let's backtrack a little bit. How did you step into this role within Perron? So Kai set up the business. So what were you doing prior to financial services, and what was the conversation like where it became the piece where it was like, okay, I'm going to step in and I'm going to own director of human connections? Like, I'm just trying to piece it all together for everyone.
Yeah, totally understand. So before I was working with Perron Financial Group, I was working with a government agency that was putting unemployed people into employment. So I was working with the community, as you can imagine. Lining up on a dole line or lining up at any employment agencies actually can be quite tricky for some people. So what I did is engaged with the community and all the organisations aligned with the government to help people put them into employment. So my world before PFG, Perron Financial Group, was connecting on a daily basis with everybody in the community, whether you were unemployed for a long period of time or whether you were in a high position professional job and were made redundant. I actually connected with you to try and find some more sustainable employment for yourself. It was then when I walked from that role into Perron Financial Group, Kai said, "Come on, Kel, we need you on board. You're amazing at what you do, and I want you to put this into our business." And I initially went, "Oh, I'm pretty crap with money. Like, holy moly, how am I going to work in a financial planning business when I'm not so great with money myself?" Because I'm all about being authentic. So I'm like, oh. So it sort of took a while to find my feet within the business, because I wanted to be true to myself. I wanted to make sure that I was doing something that, aligned with my beliefs and the values and all that sort of stuff. And money wasn't one of them at that time. Definitely wasn't. I was Kai's worst client. So after doing some soul searching and trying to find where I stood in this business, and it ended up being I connect with people. That was my job. It's always been my job. Before I worked within the government agency getting people into employment, I was actually a nurse and in social services. So I've always had that background of helping people and understanding people and just listening to people, because I believe that we can all learn from everybody. And I believe just because you're in one position now doesn't mean that you're going to be in it forever. So I just love hearing stories about people. So we made this roll up in Perron Financial Group where I could still connect with people and then really find my groove in the business. And the business model has thrived on it. We're just very lucky that our business model can allow such a role just to contact our clients. That's the only role I do, is contact clients. I can contact up to 30 to 40 clients a week and have conversations, whether those conversations are for an hour or whether they're for 10 minutes. It doesn't matter, because that's my role in the business: connecting, talking, understanding, listening, having empathy. It's all those qualities that I have that are naturally inbuilt in me. So it was a good thing that I've come over and I've had those, because in a world in the industry today, I think it's really good that you have somebody in your business that can do that. Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun.
I love it. I love it. And I guess, you know, we were chatting before we went live with this, but, you know, being able to bring in that different lens into the advice space. So I find it really interesting that you've brought this sort of non-advisor wearing hat, and you've been able to give it a really different perspective, I suppose. And so, I mean, there's so much that I would love to sort of cover, but I guess if I'm just conscious of working through the journey or starting from the beginning. So actually one question I did have was, so do you, in the process, is new clients that come in for that sort of first initial appointment or whenever that step in the process is it part of the process for you to meet them as well? I feel like that would be a given.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So when they come in to the office, they meet Kai, and then they meet all our team. They actually meet all our team, because I think it's really, really important to know that it's not just Kai. We've got a team to support them. So, you know, some people go, oh, if Kai's on holidays, if Kai's sick, or what happens to Kai? What happens to Perron Financial Group? So we built that depth of people that have the same qualities of us. And so everyone meets our clients. So we all meet them, and so the clients understand if Jade picks up the phone or Emily picks up the phone, they know what Emily looks like. They know what Jade looks like. They know a little bit about Jade. They know a little bit about Emily. So it's a great engagement for client and staff member.
So there's 4 in the team, in the Perron team?
Yes.
4?
Yes.
And Kai's the only advisor. So
yeah. And I suppose, Emily, coming from an industry that wasn't financial planning too, it was the lens, like you said, was very different for me, because I've actually, obviously, you know, Kai and I have been with each other and married for 20 years. However, we never really sat down, and I never really understood his career, and he didn't understand my career. So when I first started with Perron Financial Group, I'm like, wow, do clients understand this, documents and all this sort of stuff? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't, because I'm married to a financial planner for 20 years and I have no idea what these documents meant. So it was really good for myself to come into the business and humanize some of these documents that we were giving to clients too, because a lot of them, they say they understand them, but did they really understand them? So we went right through our advice process too when I first started, and we changed all our documents for the client to understand better.
So as a non-advisor who's stepped in to look at this process, what was looking at I suppose I'm going to say the traditional kind of advice process, what was one or some of the biggest shocks or realizations? Like when we spoke the other day, you mentioned the single annual review.
Yeah. So I couldn't get my head around that. I was actually a bit stunned about the whole process, actually, to tell you the truth, when I first started, because I'm like, people come to you for help. How can you then turn around and go, this is your annual agreement and I'm only going to contact you once a year or twice a year or quarterly or however it works? I just didn't get it. I just thought, if I was going to lose weight and I actually put my hand up to tell somebody that I want to lose weight, and then they're going to go, right, that's okay, Kel, let us have your money, but we're only going to contact you once a year. Well, what do you think my weight's going to be like? I've actually been vulnerable enough. I've asked for help. I've asked for professional help. What's once a year going to do? So I couldn't get my head around this whole only contacting once or twice or 3 times a year. Like, I'm thinking, I know the advisor because I know how hard Kai works. I knew there was a lot of background work going beyond the scenes and happening and all the processes. And I understood all that, but I didn't understand, how does that client know? How does that client know what we're doing? How does that get, how does that get transparent or transpired to the client, to them to understand what we are doing? And it didn't. We just thought the clients know. Well, the clients didn't know. So that's when we decided that we would start the mentoring program, which is that contact.
Great. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because that's exactly where I wanted to head in this conversation. So the mentoring program, you mentioned it to me the other day. Like, did this start when the business started, or did this evolve over time?
Yeah, no, it started straight away. As soon as I started in the business, it started straight away, because the disconnect was after, Kai had worked for other financial planning firms, and he was bringing over the same but different business model. He wanted to implement a lot differently, but still it was the same, if that made sense. That contact only once, twice, 3 or 4 times a year, that was what was the ongoing service agreement. So as soon as
sorry to interrupt. Just a quick question that came to mind then. Did you guys start with a clean sort of slate, or did Kai bring some clients over from a previous role? What did that look like?
Yep. So when we started Perron Financial Group, Kai brought over his old clients from the old firm. And so this was all fresh, though, for these new clients that were coming over too, because the business model that Kai was under didn't have this program. So the clients that were brought over were actually they were amazed. They just loved it. They still love it to this day.
Wow. Now I'm going to assume that there's probably not a lot of advice businesses, although maybe in their own form or their own style, but I would assume that there's a lot that don't have this specific mentoring program. So let's walk me through it a little bit. What does it look like? Like, give me the rundown. How do you implement it? What's happening? And then we can get into some other questions after.
So the mentoring program was based on the disconnection that I saw when I first walked into this industry. It was based on these ongoing service agreements that only making contact with the client when the ongoing service agreement said. So quarterly, annually, whatever. So like I said, I was a little bit shocked that was happening, and I didn't understand how business could work without any human contact. I actually didn't get it. So after quite so many sleepless nights and racking my brain, what could I do to improve our business, and what could I do to put the client first and the business second, I come up with a mentoring program. The mentoring program I pretty much brought forward from all the other businesses that I've run as a business development manager. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you can actually implement a mentoring program into yours. What it is when the client signs up with us, we actually ask them, would you like to be on the mentoring program? It's part of your ongoing service agreement. This cost to this mentoring program costs nothing, because Kai and I are big believers that my role as the director of human connections should be no value. It should be in the ongoing service agreement. That's part of communicating. It's part of engaging. So the mentoring program is part included into the ongoing service agreement. Clients get asked, do they want to be contacted weekly, fortnightly, or monthly, or quarterly, 6 monthly, or 12 monthly, annually. Most clients, drum roll, most clients said they wanted to be contacted monthly. So this was a big turning point in our business when I went, wow, our clients know what the ongoing service agreement is. However, they wanted more contact. They wanted a once a month phone call. So that's when I went, that's all I'm going to do in this business. I'm going to connect with people. I'm going to engage with them. I'm going to walk this journey with them every month. And this puts me in front of the game too financially, because when I make these phone calls, people are, oh, Joey needs braces this month. We're going on a holiday this month. The car's broken down. We've replaced it this month. Oh, Joey's starting private education in grade 7 now, not grade 8. All these conversations that I'm having are benefiting the client, and it's a moving wheel, their financial plan, because things change. I didn't understand. That was one thing that I didn't understand, that a client would get a financial plan done, and then 5 years' time, the advisors haven't changed this financial plan. However, there's so many moving wheels. There's been so many things happen. People have died. They've got an inheritance. They've had more children. They've gone from public school to private school. All life is happening, but this plan wasn't changing. So doing the monthly mentoring program, the plan's changing constantly. The plan's a moving wheel. So we're working with them, and so they can get the outcome that they want when they first walked into our door. And so that's our mentoring program, and it's an amazing program. Like I said, it allows me to have my job as the Director of Human Connections, and I can just talk and talk and talk and understand our clients. So from, children's birthdays to their birthdays to people being made redundant to people getting pay rises, you're in the game. You're on it every month, and they look forward to that phone call.
That's awesome. I love that. So in terms of charging for it, it's just tied up in the...
Yep. We went through this and we went, obviously that's my role. How are we going to put that into the business model? Like, obviously I'm spending 40 hours plus a week on this. And then we both looked at each other and we went, no, it's actually part of our job. It's actually part of our business. And we're not going to have to offset that to our clients and charge our clients for that. This is how we want to run our business model. This is how we want to connect with our clients. So we just added into the ongoing service agreement. And I'm not saying when we add, we're not putting thousands of dollars onto it at all. It just is part of our service and we don't charge.
And I would say then, just from sort of hearing what you're saying now, is that I feel like that you'd almost be creating some efficiencies in there anyway, because these conversations you're having with people, I feel like a lot of the times they aren't directly, like, strictly financially related. It's all the life, like you said, life happens.
Yep.
Little Jimmy needs braces or this or private school, or we want to go on a holiday. That's a qualitative thing with an underlying financial attachment. So I imagine that, I guess, you would be able to diffuse or answer a lot of their questions before they even need to speak to Kai.
Absolutely. It's so when I ring them and we talk and we discuss things and stuff like that, and I go, one of my main things I say is this worrying you? Is this worrying you? Is this keeping you up at night? And if they say yes, I say, let's book in a meeting with Kai. And this is above the ongoing service agreement. So our clients have this ongoing service agreement, but they have connection with us at any time above. I don't say, usually it's a phone call with Kai. It's like, let's marinate over it and let's recircle back to this problem. We don't want you to have sleepless nights. We don't want you sitting on the lounge worrying. This is what you're paying us for. Let's book a meeting with Kai on the phone. It might take 10 minutes. It might take an hour. But you know what? This is the promise that we gave you when you first signed up for us, that we would be here for you. And it can't be all scripted. It can't be just, sorry, we're only going to speak to you once a year or twice a year. It doesn't work like that. That's not life. Life is just rolls around. Things happen, as they say, shit happens. So that's the way, we're here for our clients, and that's why the mentoring programs work so successfully. And we've never, our clients never left us, and we just have building our business on referral base.
So just touching on that, I had a few quick questions because I just want to get, because I know we've sort of chatted about this a little bit when we originally connected, but I really want to bring all the listeners on the journey so they can hear all the good stuff that I got to hear. So you guys, so Kai brought over some clients from the old role when you started the business. Yes. You've now got how many clients?
160.
And you have lost how many, did you say?
I think probably, I reckon, you know what, if it was any, it would be insurance-based clients that have decided to go elsewhere. They're not been financial planning clients. So I would say probably 5.
And you've spent how much on traditional marketing advertising?
None so far.
Nothing.
So we're just starting. We're just actually doing a new website now. So we had the same website for 5 years. We've done no marketing at all, no Facebook. Well, we tried Facebook, but it was just, we worked out that human connection, getting in front of people, talking to people, understanding people. It was our model and it worked.
Wow. And so how many of your conversations, how many, I guess the ratio of conversations that you have with people where they actually don't need to speak to Kai, but you've been able to give them that validation or just an ear to listen or for someone to lean into, like, just talk me through some of the conversations.
It's
what kind of, what are you talking to them about?
It's actually amazing because, we've got the younger generation, and then we've got the older generation. So the younger generation, often I give them a call, say her name's Jody. Hi, Jody, it's Kelly from Perron Financial Group. They will often say hello, Kelly, first, though, because they've now put me into their mobile phones. So they're onto it. They're, hey, Kel, how you going? Good. I'm like, what's happening this month? What's happening for the month of March? You know what? We were only talking about that last night. We've got Joey's going to Armidale maybe for a union comp. It's going to cost us about $800. We've got Barry's 50th happening. We've got things happening around the family things. Okay, well, then we sort of take a breath, have a bit of a chat about that, and we're like, well, where does this sit for you guys? Where does it sit for you financially? Are you robbing Peter to pay Paul, or how's this going to work for you guys? And that's when we go over it. How's it going to work? What can we do? What can I do to help them in cash flow? And I find talking through it with people, they understand it and they get it. And they actually find out they actually answer themselves, their question. Do you know what I mean? So by just talking, we go through it and it just happens. But the best thing about ringing people and contacting people is that they know we're here, that they know I'm listening, I'm understanding. I have children. I have 3 children of my own. My oldest is 25. My youngest is 12. Been there, done that. I've been separated before and divorced before. So I understand all these conversations. So when they're talking to me, I say, I get it. I understand it. I know how you're feeling. I'm sorry. How can we fix it? What can we do? So we talk everything from money to health to housing to family units, how they're supposed to be working, if they are working, if they're not working, and try and just, be a mentor for these people that sometimes they don't want to put their hands up and ask friends, other family members. Sometimes husband and wife don't want to talk to each other about money issues. So when I speak to them, they might turn around and say, can you ring Paul? Can you ring Paul and have this conversation, Kelly, with him? Because we're not on the same page at the moment with money. I'm not understanding it. He's understanding it. Can we just marinate and talk over this? Totally. So I'll ring Paul up. Paul, you know what? I just had a conversation with, say, wife Joey. What's happening? You want to buy the new car? She doesn't. Can we meet in the middle? What are we going to do? So that's my role, is to connect. And it's amazing some of the conversations I do have. Seriously, we have plenty of laughs. We cry together, we laugh together, but we all know the end goal. We all know the end goal, and the money and the conversations are usually around money, because money is the driver to all these things that they're either arguing about or whether they're having sleepless nights about. It's all got to do with money. I don't give advice and I don't step over that line. My role as a mentor is to listen and to engage with the client and to understand them. If I think it is a financial matter that has to be worked over, that's when I will book in a meeting with Kai, and he will call the client.
Yeah.
So plenty of different conversations. I can't even I can't even remember the conversations. I have so many of them, but what I do understand is they love the call. They love hearing from me, and I love hearing from them. I love the conversation. I love what I get out of the conversation as much as the client gets out of the conversation, because I'm in front of them all the time, and that's how we run the business. It's I just feel honored to do the role, and I like, it's just connecting with people is a really cool thing to have in your business, and to be allowed to do it.
You know what? And I can resonate with you 100%, because that is exactly what I do in XY. I spend my days having exactly, and I have conversations all the time. And when I really try to think about what it is that I do at the very core, when we've had this conversation, it's about connecting. To me, it's like the advisor community, everyone on the platform. For them, it's around collaboration and working together and sharing ideas and experiences, and then and as well as that, but also me and sort of what I bring into the fold is just connecting. And I will have conversations with someone, or someone will reach out to me, give me a phone call, and that they'll have a query, or they're a bit worried about something or a question, and straight away I can already recall, I'm like, 2, 3, 4 people, I need to introduce you to them.
Absolutely,
they can help you out with this. And literally that's what I do. I connect people. I'll do can't even tell you how many email intros I've done in my time, or just passing on a phone number, or sharing a piece of content or something that I know will help them out.
Yes.
And it is super powerful stuff. Like it's it's the power of human connection and conversation. And I think the other thing more so that's super valuable is the validation piece, and I feel like this would come through in the conversations that you have with your clients as well, but just knowing that they're not on the journey alone. And I mean, for me personally, I share examples. So especially in this kind of environment that the industry is in at the moment, I realize how easy it is for advisors to sort of feel like they're in a bit of a bubble where it's really hard to block out all the negative noise. So when I can share really positive stories or things that other advisors are doing, how optimistic so many are, and I can really lift them up that way, that's the goal. That's the dream. Like that's a good outcome. So I feel like that would be the same for you guys and the clients, right?
You totally rock, Em. I just, like I said, when we first met, I was just like, holy moly, there is somebody out there like me in this industry. And you know what? There is probably a lot more people. I don't know them, but I met you, and that was my first thought, that this is a young lady that knows that connection works, and you are a younger lady that could go into that technology and all that sort of stuff. But it was just so refreshing to see that someone values conversations. Someone values picking up the phone or face-to-face conversations with people and understanding them. And that's what our clients want when they ring you or when they come into your office. Or that's all they want. They want to know that someone understands them. Someone has their back. Someone's going to be there the whole journey, not collect your money in January and then see you in December. It can't work like that. The industry needs to change. Human connection needs to evolve. Conversations need to be had. And there has to be a role in everyone's business that can do this. We have to make it happen.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm imagining a bunch of advisors listening to this right now going,
you're an idiot,
that's
Kelly.
Awesome.
Oh.
No. No, they're sitting there thinking to themselves, that's great, but I do not have the capability or the resources to have my own, director of human connections in my business. So I would love to get any of your thoughts or insights for the advice practices who they've got their team and they've got their roles. They can't bring a specific director of human connections in, but I really believe there is still a way that they can implement this kind of program or strategy or tips. So
absolutely.
What sort of, where in your opinion or your insights, where could they start? What could they think about? How could they start to implement this kind of strategy into their own business?
Okay. So obviously I align myself with some financial planning businesses in Brisbane and Sunshine Coast, and my title has come up with them too. And me has said, do you know what? Let me come down to your business for a day. And they're like, really, Kel? Really? Like, yes. Like, I love it so much. And you know what? There's so many clients to go around. You don't have to be selfish in this world. Let's help each other out. So I've gone into those businesses, and they've got the right people on the right seats, but they don't understand how to communicate and interact with the client. Only on this, emailing the younger girl, emailing and just processes. They're so process and procedure driven that they don't know how to communicate. So,
but as they should be, because the advisor, I mean, in saying that, an advisor wears a lot of hats, don't get me wrong,
exactly right.
Behavioral finance, and, they're a psychologist half the time, but they're great with the numbers, the strategy, the formulas. Like that's the skill set. That's, that's where they shine. So I can understand that it would be, sometimes you forget or you find it a little difficult to take that lens off and to look at it through a different window. So I 100% agree.
So what I would recommend, and what I've done with these businesses that I have gone into, is let's do some role playing. Let's get people out of their shells, because they've got it in them. They interact with their friends outside of work. They interact with family members. Like they communicate. everyone communicates, but it was just showing them how. And I'm sure that in their 40 hours of work, if you can get two or three of your staff members to contact one person a week, I would put it out there. Only one client a week. Get them out of their role a little bit. Get them understanding the client, because they probably do understand the client in a document. They know who Sue and Barry are on a document, but do they know how Sue and Barry sounds? Have they had a conversation with Sue and Barry? Let them pick up the phone and go, "Hi, Sue. This is Kelly from, I don't know, Perron Financial Group. I've been looking over your documents for quite some time and working with Jeff, your advisor. I just wanted to introduce myself." Break the cycle. And start letting your other staff members engage with your clients. Don't keep them hidden, because there's so many hidden staff members that aren't using their full potential of connecting with your clients. Another thing would be is, like when clients email you, sometimes your staff members would be emailing them back. Get them to ring them. Okay. "Hi, Kelly, I've just received your phone call. It's Josie from Perron Financial Group. I just thought I'd give you a quick call to answer your email." Starts connection straight away, doesn't it? It's not asking for permission. It's just picking up the phone, engaging. So that's what we do, and that's what I implemented in some of these practices, and it's built so much confidence in this. The men and women in the practices, the advisors, they're like, wow, we get a lot out of talking to our clients, not just the clients getting a lot talking from us. Do you know what I mean? So it works both ways. And then all of a sudden you've got this culture of human contact. They don't want to email anymore. They want to pick up the phone and talk to this person, because, last time they spoke to them, it was their birthday and they'd organised this party. Well, they want to know how it went. See how it rolls? Interaction, engagement. It goes right through your office. So you don't have to have a role that's just Kelly for 40 hours. You have staff members there that can do it. Time poor, make it a priority. One phone call a week. Start implementing it. You will see the change. I can honestly tell you that you will see the change in your clients. And and even with your clients, when they talk about money, you're in their mind all the time. You're contacting them every time. "Oh, Kelly from Perron Financial Group. Call her." See how they say call her? They don't say email her or go to their website. Call her, because they're engaging with me every month. They know that I can pick up the phone at any time. They know that I'll call someone back. So it's just that transaction that can work. It's so like I said, the businesses that I have gone into, we've done a lot of role playing, because a lot of offices now are open space. So a lot of people don't like talking in front of people either. They get embarrassed. So we break down that embarrassment too. So we do a lot of role plays with each other. I contact them on the phone. They ring me. I pretend I'm a client. And it's just keep doing it and keep doing it. It becomes fun, it becomes easy, and the business will benefit from it. It just is about picking up the phone. And I know technology we tend to go to all the time, but I can't express how much picking up the phone and listening to your clients, what it means to them. And it means the world to them that you care, you love them, you've got their back. You're not taking their money for nothing. You are working constantly with them, and you're understanding what they're going through. So
absolutely. And you can even use tech to your advantage. So it's no secret that I am a huge fan of Loom. I love Loom videos.
I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what Loom?
I haven't. See, I'm not in.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm about to rock your world. So you're going to have to talk to Becky about this.
Okay.
Becky is also a big fan.
Yeah.
They're little videos that you can record on your computer. So you can record either just your screen. So perhaps you want to, internally with XY, if I want to give Gwen a task or a new job, I can record my screen and just say, hey, here's how to do this. Can you please go and do this for me? So instead of trying to relay the instructions to her, I can just record my screen. It's nice, quick, simple. Instead of me sitting there trying to type a ginormous email, I can record just the camera. So like I'm chatting to you through the laptop at the moment.
Yeah.
So I can record myself. So I can give you a practical example. So we kicked off our XY Plus co-op membership to last year, mid to late last year. And when it all sort of came about, advisors were sort of reaching out, asking how they could better support the community. And so the XY Plus co-op kind of sort of sprung from there. So we had a lot of people give verbal interest to say that, hey, yes, I would love to join when it's all up and running. And then once we did have the page ready to go to actually accept sign-ups and payments, I had this list of people who had said they wanted to join. So whenever someone joined, they received an email from me with a Loom video, a personalized Loom video. So if it was you who joined, you'd get an email.
Cool.
Hey, Kelly, stoked to have you on board as XY Plus founding member number 27. I recorded this quick Loom video and I sent this to anyone who joined, got this sort of different version of it with a Loom video. And it was a 30-second Loom video from me that said, hey, Kelly, stoked to have you on board as number 27. And it was just a quick little introduction. So you could click on that link, boom, video appears. And it gives a whole new dimension.
It does. It's connection
to email.
Yes.
Through technology, yes, it's a one-way through tech, but it is so powerful. And the amount of responses that I got from people, even to this day, whenever I send a Loom video, the amount of people who reply and say, oh my God, like I couldn't wipe the smile off my face when I got your video. Thank you so much. Or, wow, that just made my day. Like I honestly didn't expect to receive that. It's powerful. It's really powerful stuff.
Oh, I'm going to do that, Em. Oh,
yes. And I'll make sure that we pop, for anyone who hasn't used Loom before, I'll be sure to pop a link into the show notes and any other sort of tips and programs or things like that. So, yeah, Loom
fantastic.
is a big fan. Bonjoro is another one as well. Credit to the Aussie boys who set that one up. It just gives a whole nother dimension to personalizing the experience.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
It makes sense because, like I was saying, I'm contacting people. But however, if I can get in front of people by that program, I think, and then they can listen to it whenever, then they can ring me back or they can, I don't know, there's a big world for this, I think, definitely. I'm going to definitely dive into that one.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. So you're still, using the power of technology, but still able to do it in a personalized, humanized way. So I would throw the challenge out there to any advisors or teams listening to this to, the next communication you have with a client, maybe try and send them a Loom video if you're onboarding a new person, if they don't get a chance to meet the whole team in person, or if it's a virtual meeting, whoever sends the follow-up correspondence or comms, whether that's the advisor or maybe it's the support staff, I would challenge, I'd throw it out there. Give it a crack, send a Loom video and just see what response you get because I've not had a single person reply and say, can you stop sending me videos? Not one. Or maybe they just don't reply. I don't know. But the amount of responses that I've had of people just blown away because it's showing them that, hey, I see you and I value you. You're not just a number in this chain of clients or people on the platform. You are a person and we see you and we want to show up for you. So I would throw that out to anyone who wants to give that a try. And circle back, let Kelly and I know how it went. I'd love to hear. And I had no idea that you went and visited advice businesses to help them implement this. That's amazing.
Yes. And I just, because I absolutely love this industry now. Like I said, at first I was like, I don't know whether I can be in this world. However, I have dived into it. I have loved everyone that I've met. And I love now that people they are moving with change. They're getting it. They understand it. And you know what? And like I said, there's so many of us out there where we can all help each other. We don't have to keep these little secrets to ourselves. We can all help each other. We can all go in and go, you know what? This is working for me. Do you want to try it? Or, hey, this is not working for me. Do you have another idea? Like this Loom Doom thing that you just mentioned, like I'm just like, woo, yes, let's get onto this. Like I have never heard of it. So the power of conversations is just amazing. And us as humans, we're wired for connection. And I think with this whole overhaul with financial planning, this has been a massive thing that's come out of it. Human connection, people not being heard and seen. And it's a huge thing to now go, well, let's flip it and let's do it. Let's get this ramped up, which I absolutely love.
And I don't even think it's a case of clients not being seen from advisors. They just haven't, how am I going to phrase this? It's like you said earlier, they're doing a lot of work in the background.
That's right. Absolutely.
They know that they're working their tails off for their client, but they just forget to tell the clients that they're doing that. Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely. And that's what I said, and I'm for one, my husband, he works day in and day out. So I get that world of a financial advisor and the hard work that all these financial advisors and all these business owners and practices are putting in. And it's hard, and it's really, really hard. And if you can get to that human connection, it will absolutely help anyone. I guarantee you, just picking up the phone, getting in front of people, like you said, this Loom, anything that will help the clients feel listened to, needed and wanted in your business can only help these advisors moving forward too.
Absolutely. So what is on the horizon for Perron Financial Group in 2020? What's in the works? What's happening?
Lots of talking. No. Lots of conversations, obviously. We've just got a new website we're about to launch. An amazing man called Patrick Flynn is helping with us. That he's been incredible. And he's
such a legend. And
the communication has just been unbelievable. Patrick has that down pat. So as a customer, we just can't speak of him highly. So anyone out there needs a website, Patrick Flynn's the guy to go to. So with us, it's implementing this business model even better for our clients, interacting more, finding new ways of engaging. It's getting our name out there. We've been just been hiding here at the Sunshine Coast in an office, and the wheels have been turning for 5 years now. So we're like, let's get out there. Let's spread the word. Let's help as many people as we can, and let's connect to as many people and help them with their money in finances. So business as usual, but we're just ramping up, getting us out there, spreading the word, and just doing what we love.
I love it. Well, I'm very, very keen to follow the journey. I'll be checking in to see how you guys are going with everything. Thank you so much for coming on. For anyone who wants to get in touch, wants to reach out, wants to have a conversation and connect, how can they do that with you? What's the best way to do that?
I would love that. Anybody out there? I could rave on about this topic for a long time. I love talking. That's what I do as a job. I connect. So please call me. Probably actually email me first on Kelly, Keelly, the symbol at Perron, Perron, F for financial, G for group.com. Or please go to our website, www.perronfg.com, and that will have our office number there. So, or find me on LinkedIn. I'm often raving on there or talking on there about something. So please reach out, lean in, and if I can help any practices out there, I'm happy to have conversations.
I love it. And I know you're active. You jump in on the XY platform on the regular as well. So perhaps we need a new topic. I don't know. We've got marketing there, but maybe there's room for a conversations or a
Emily and Kelly go rogue with human connection.
Hey, maybe there's a human connection topic in there. Yeah. Don't get me started. Like
that's hilarious.
When you start talking about something you're super passionate about, you can go on a tangent. So don't put it past me. Maybe something like that will pop up. But anyone who's got any questions or wants to dive in, they can look you up on XY. I feel like there's a couple of great questions or discussions that can come off the back of this for sure. So let's keep the conversation rolling. Hey,
thanks, thanks for your time today, and thank you for everybody listening. And let's connect.
Love it. All right. Talk soon.
Bye.